My husband left me for my best friend, so I gave them the perfect wedding gift. My name is Olivia. I am 33-year-old, and this is the story of how my perfect life fell apart and how I rebuilt it in a way no expected. 5 years ago, I thought I had everything. I lived in a beautiful house in a quiet neighborhood in Brighton Hills. I work as an interior designer. My husband, Jason, owned a small construction company. We were not millionaires, but we were comfortable. We traveled twice a year. We had dinner parties. People said we were couple goals, and my best friend, her name was Megan. Megan, I had been friends since college. She was like a sister to me. She knew all my secrets. She stood next to me on my wedding day as my maid of honor. I trusted her with everything. That was my biggest mistake. It started small. Johnson began coming home late. At first, he said it worked. New projects, new clients. Then he started hiding his phone. He would turn the screen away when I walked into the room. He changed his password. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. and noted he was not in bed. I walked quietly to the kitchen. He was there, whispering on the phone. When he saw me, he quickly hung up. Who was that? I asked. Just work, he said. I wanted to believe him, but my heart felt heavy. 2 weeks later, Beacon invited me out for coffee. She looked nervous. She could not look at me directly. Finally, she said, Olivia, I think you deserve to know something. My stomach dropped. She slid her phone across the table, and the screen was on photo Jensen kissing a woman outside a restaurant. The woman was Megan. I felt like I stopped breathing. I'm sorry, she said, fractured in her eyes. Modern means fairies happen. We note him. With him, my hands were shaking. How long? I asked quietly. She looked on. Almost a year. A year. The had been lying to me for a year. Family dinners, holidays, my birthday. I'll fake. I stood up slowly. I recognized the cramps. I did not cry. I just walked away. That hurts them more than any shouting would have. Johnson did not deny it. In fact, he shouted me even more. I am in love with her. He said calmly, I did not plan it, but it happened. Happened like rain, like an accident. I asked him one question, was I ever enough for you? He did not answer. 3 months later, we were divorced. Megan moved into my old house. Yes, my house. Because Johnson Lash was aggressive, and at that time, I was too broken to fight properly. I just wanted it to be over. I started posting picture online, page trip, romantic dinners, smiling selfies, captions, sometimes love finds you in an unexpected way. People congratulated them, some even said, you two look perfect together, perfect. I almost lost myself during thoughts one, but then something inside me changed. I stopped crying and I started thinking. You see, just in construction company, I have build it. In the early years, I designed free office space. I introduced him to clients. I handled social media marketing when he could not afford him. But legally, everything was in his name. Except for one thing, before we got married, Johnson asked me to invest $50 into his business to help it grow. I agreed, but my father was very careful with money. Made him sign a private agreement. It stated that if he were divorced to tap indefinitely, my investment would convert into 40 ownership of the company. Johnson forgot about that paper. I did not. I contacted a live quietly within months. We filled up him. Johnson was shocked when he received the legal notice. He called me immediately. What is this? He shouted. It's business. I said calmly, you could not do this. Oh, but I can. The court rules in my favor. Officially honored 40% of his company, and as a major shareholder, I had power. 1 year later, Megan and Johnson announced their wedding, and guesses what? I was invited probably out of guilt, or maybe they wanted to prove they had won. Everyone told me not to go, but I smiled. I would miss it. I said, on the wedding day, I wore a simple black dress, not white, not dramatic, just calm and confident. During the repetition, Johnson gave a speech about true love and no beginners. People clapped. Then it was time for my gift. I stood up. I handed them an envelope. Just a small gift, I said sweetly. They opened it together. Inside a document, a formal notice. I had sold my 40% ownership to Johnson, biggest competitor, his biggest competitor. The one company trying to destroy his business for years. The room was silent. Johnson faced turned pale. You're not, he whispered. I already did, I replied. You see, as a 40% owner, I had access to financial record and I know the company was struggling very badly. My son gave his competitor access, inside information, and partial control. Within 6 months, Johnson Company lost major contract. Within a year, it was gone. But here's the shocking part. Revenge was never about destroying him. It was about rebuilding me. While Johnson business collapsed, I started my own interior designs firm, smaller at first, then bigger. The national clients 3 years later, I bought a new house. Bigger than the old one. Paid in full. One afternoon, I ran into the Megan at grocery store. She looked tired, older. She was alone. I heard later that their marriage survived. The stress of financial problems, funny how that works. She looked at me and said, "Was it worth it?" I smiled. It was revenge. I said, it was consequence. I am not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm successful and peaceful. Sometimes the best revenge is not screaming, not fighting, not begging. It is living up so high. There, the people who heard you can no longer reach you. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share. Do not forget to subscribe for more interesting story.